Okay. Start in a down dog. Like you just have to go for it right now. Yeah, start in a downward facing dog. Bend a little behind the knees. Actually do it that way where you bend your right knee significantly, like in half, and then melt the left heel down towards the ground. Anchor your hands, firm your outer triceps in, let your head be free, and then straighten your right leg as much as you can and bend your left leg significantly. And do the same thing. Breathe your hips high up off your shoulders, plug down. And then straighten your left leg as much as you can. And then maybe you have to create a little soft bend behind your knees for this down dog and hold. So fix your eyes on one spot and just connect here, just holding your body up. Lift your hips, Michelle, nice and high up. Get out of the joints of the shoulders. Let your head just be heavy and free. Yeah. So we're just going to move a little, like a little funky right now, just to get ourselves kind of like out of our own heads and to our yoga mats. And there's no destination today. It's just moving and being free. Roll forward to a plank position. Yeah. And when you come to plank, just fix your eyes to the front edge of the mat. Breathe your heart through your body. Firm up your outer arms, your outer hips, and your outer ankles. Good. Drop your knees below you. So they're going to be a little bit behind you and below you. Yes, you're like in a tabletop position. You're going to inhale, sink the spine down a little bit. And then you're going to round just a little bit with your knees behind you. So it's like a funky tabletop. You come to flat back tabletop position, just like this. Bend your elbows in half. Re-straighten your arms to a supported plank. Good. Lift your hips up and back dog. So it's subtle movements. Roll forward, plank position, drop your knees behind you. So you're going to inhale, kind of breathe your chest forward like a little tiny baby up dog. So there's a little arch in your up dog here. And then you're going to round in like a little scooping out your belly. You're going to feel your core, your outer arms. You're going to flat back, look forward with your eyes, bend your elbows in half. Re-straighten your arms to the supported plank. Lift your knees up, plank position, hips up and back dog. So again, and see if you can just do it really mindfully. Roll forward plank. Drop your knees so they're behind you and below you. Round up, so kind of drop your spine in first, so little cat pose. And then round your spine and scoop out your belly, look in. Come to flat back, anchor, bend your elbows in half, supported push-up. Re-straighten your arms, supported plank, hips up and back, downward facing dog. Roll forward plank position. If you need to continue to drop your knees, do that. Plank position. So same thing, just feel like you're leading with your chest a little bit, like a little rounding, a little scooping out of that like lower spine. So a little arch of the spine, a little rounding out of the spine as you kind of hollow out and look in. Then come to flat back plank. Bend your elbows in half, chaturanga. Re-straighten your arms, plank position or supported, hips up and back dog. We'll do it one more time. Roll forward plank. So it's subtle movements. In the plank position, you're kind of arching your spine a little bit. It's a very subtle movement. So you lead with your chest. And then you're going to firm up your arms and kind of scoop out your belly a little and look in. You should feel that. Nice, Katie. Then come to flat back. Bend your elbows in half, chaturanga. This time, drag yourself through up dog or baby cobra. You pick, or just hold plank. Hips up and back, downward facing dog. Look forward with your eyes. Take a big step forward with your right foot. Pause. Yeah, that's pretty good. You're all complaining you're stiff. So a lot of times when you're stiff, you can't even get your foot through. You're like glue. Yeah, just be here for a few breaths. Same thing. I want you to be on your fingertips, kind of arch your spine a little. Yeah, you feel that? You just kind of arch your upper back a little. And then fingertips down. Keep your legs the way they are. Scoop out your belly and look in. Come to flat back. Plant your hands, step to a plank. Bend your elbows in half, chaturanga. Pull yourself to an up dog. You can skip as much as this as you need. Hips up and back, down dog. Land your left foot forward, pause. You may need 7 steps on this side. Be on your fingertips, pause right here. Activate your back legs with your fingertips down. Arch your upper spine just a little bit. Tiny movement, just kind of look forward with your eyes and create some space. And then keep your hands down, scoop out your belly and round in. Keep the legs the same shape. So really feel the firing up of your lower abs. Come to flat back, plant your hands down, step to a plank. Support if you need, chaturanga. Drag yourself through an up dog, point your toes. Hips up and back, downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in. Take a full breath out. Look at 2 big steps to get there. Long spine, feet can have a little separation. Definitely encourage you to do that if your lower back is sensitive. Hands can also be on your shins. Exhale, fold into yourself. Come all the way up. Woohoo, little head rush. Hands to prayer, drop your arms. Here we go. Arms slide straight up towards the sky. Look up with your eyes. Dive over, bend knees, forward fold, let your head fall. Come to the fingertips and prepare yourself. Plant your hands. You can step. If you feel really ambitious, you can float to a chaturanga. If not, lower halfway down. Pull yourself to a smooth upward facing. Downward facing. So just keep in mind, if you're omitting like push-ups or up dogs, you can always come to that little supported kind of funky tabletop and work this isometric core. So it's a little arch of the spine with your outer arms firm in, and it's a little round of your core, like cat and cow is engaging, okay? Look to the top of the mat, step or float your feet through. Long spine on the inhale, keep the weight forward. Exhale, fold. Way up. Drop your arms. Arms reach up, look up. Dive over, bent knees, forward fold, let your head fall. Come to the fingertips to prepare. Step or float through your version of a vinyasa. That can just be stepping back to dog and holding. The up dog is strong, the tops of the feet press. Hips up and back, downward facing dog. Deep breath in. Step or float your feet through. Weight is forward. Exhale, fold. Root to rise, come all the way up. Drag your hands to prayer at heart. Drop your arms. Arms stretch straight up towards the sky. Dive over, bent knees, forward fold. Long spine prepares you. Step or float through a vinyasa. Upward facing, slide your chest through your body, press to the tops of the feet. Nice, Tracy. Hips up and back, down dog. House phone ringing, you know it's someone trying to sell you something. Yeah, or like one of those robocalls. Look where you want to go. Plug down, step or float your feet to the top. Long spine, keep your weight forward. Exhale, fold. Root to rise, come all the way up. Drag your hands to prayer at heart, drop your arms. One more of these. Arms slide straight up, look up. Dive over, bend knees, forward fold, let your head go. Come to the fingertips, prepare. Step or float through your vinyasa. Decide what feels good, what your body needs. Yeah. Roll forward to plank. Hug your right knee towards your navel. Like we've been practicing in that subtle way. Feel your outer arms fire up and your hands anchor. Activate your back left leg more. Look forward with your eyes, land your right foot all the way forward and through. You have a nice long wide step. Grip your right hip in, activate your back left leg and come up to a crescent. Hip points drive forward. Fingertips anchor and stretch towards the sky. Good, nice work. So you want to try and bring your lungs forward. How do you do that? You're like, I don't know how the hell that's going to happen. Yeah. So a good way to do that, practicing bringing your lungs forward, take your hands behind your head. Yeah. See if you can like literally feel like you can breathe through the front line of your body. A lot of times what we do is we end up collapsing. So keep that energy of the side body kind of lengthening up and then grow your arms up. And a lot of times doing things subtly, you just find awareness. Get a little heavier in the lower half of the body. Hands come down to frame the front foot. Grip the mat with your hands. Let the left leg pop up, only hip height, and let the head fall. Soften the shoulders and let your belly come as close to the front of your right thigh as you possibly can get it for today. And if that needs to be bent, your right leg needs to be super bent, or you need to bring your hands, Tracy, down onto those blocks. Feel free to bring the floor up to you. If you only have one block, you place it in the center. That's perfect, Jess. So here you are. You're going to come to the fingertips, long spine. Create some space in the torso first. Turn the left foot because you're going to step into warrior one. So turn the left toes open a little and then drive back. Stay low though. Walk your right foot a little to the right if you need to, because sometimes our step gets a little off. Make sure your back toes, Michelle, are completely forward. Your back left toes, pivot them more towards me. There you go. And then root to rise, warrior one. One, pay attention to how your spine feels, because it is a little bit more into like the lower back. So you may feel that if you pitch a little bit more forward, it gets you a little out of your lower back rather than lifting up and kind of driving in. Ribs forward, get heavy in your front right thigh and use the outer blade of your back foot. In your front foot, step to a plank, lean on your left hand for a Shavasana side plank. I've been staggering my feet in side plank or dropping the bottom knee, drop to the forearm. Up really, really high. Yeah, stack the two arms or slide the top arm up and forward for more of a like abdominal work. Stay with it. Nice, Kristen, looks really good. Meet me there if you're in a forearm plank. It'll take a little bit more to get out. It's okay. Hold plank or hold chaturanga, push up, you decide. Or you can support with your knees down and just hold, but no up dog. Re-straighten your arms, plank. Fix your eyes on something that's not moving, a little forward. Draw your left knee in. Left knee kind of hugs into the center line. Scoop out your belly, feel your outer arms firm up, and activate your back leg more. You can always come a little higher into your hips for more of a dog if it doesn't feel great. Look forward, land your left foot forward and through. Big, long step, wide enough that you feel supported. Come up, crescent lunge. Back leg is strong, you're high on the ball of your back foot. You're bending deep into the front left thigh, not the joint of the knee. If you want to try bringing your hands behind your head, just do the opposite grip if you could remember, good luck. And kind of breathe your heart open. You're like actually breathing into your body, into the pose, slide the arms up. If you feel no difference, at least we gave it a try. Just be patient as your body kind of unravels this morning. Hands come down to frame your front foot. Grip the mat or slide blocks underneath immediately. And then let your right leg pop up, only hip height at most. Bend your left leg as deeply as you need so you've got support. Let your head hang soft and your shoulders relax. Hip underneath you as you bring a little bit more weight forward. Tips, find space and extension first. Turn your right foot a little bit on an angle and then take a giant step back. Set up your feet for a strong warrior one before you come up. So wide enough and long enough, anchor and then rise, warrior one. Yeah, there should be enough space to steer your right ribs forward. Press strong to the blade of your back right foot and get heavy in your front left thigh. So you kind of lean a little bit forward, takes you out of your lower back. I noticed that recently. Hands come down to frame your front foot, slide into plank, and then lean onto your right hand for a Shavasana side plank. Stagger your feet, drop down to your forearm, drop to your knee, tense your fingertip. Envision a side plank that works for you and captivate it. There you go. Lift from your bottom hip to your top hip. Maybe slide the top arm up and forward. Plank position. Chaturanga. Upward facing, point your toes or skip it all together. Hips up and back, down dog. Let's do something a little different today. Let's land the right foot forward. Come up, crescent lunge. Yeah. On the mat, let the left leg pop up, standing split. Turn the back foot at an angle, step slowly and efficiently back to warrior one. Come up in your own beat, your own breath. Everyone's gonna move slightly different. Hands come down to plank, move through a vinyasa, or simply just go to dog and hold and reset. The up dog should be clean and simple, no jamming into the lower spine. Land your left foot forward, crescent lunge. Good. Hands come down, claw the mat and use that energy to let your right leg float up, hip height. Standing split. Come to the fingertips, create the space, turn the back foot at an angle, land your back foot in warrior one, and then come up. Hands come down to plank, move through a vinyasa, or simply just go to dog and hold. From your down dog, the right foot steps forward, crescent lunge, do it again. Start to link your breath with the feeling. Hands come down, claw the mat, left leg pops up. Fold into yourself. Come to the fingertips, prepare, turn the foot at an angle, slide back, warrior one. Hands come down, vinyasa or not, just keep it moving. Downward facing dog, left foot lands on your own breath, crescent lunge. Hands come down, claw the mat. Use that energy to let the leg pop up behind you. Let the head drop. Come to the fingertips, turn the back foot, warrior one. Do it slow enough that you can feel. Hands come down, plank. Chaturanga. Upward facing. Nice work. Hips up and back, down dog. Look to the top of the mat. Step or float your feet there. Long spine on an inhale. Separate the feet a little if it doesn't feel great. Exhale, fold. Sit into chair. Our least favorite pose ever. Stick your butt way, way back. Press up to stand up. Drag it to prayer. Drop your arms. Arms slide straight up towards the sky. Sit again into chair pose. Stick your butt way back. Dive over, bend knees forward, fold, let your head fall. Come to the fingertips to prepare, step or float through your vinyasa. Upward facing, smooth, hips up and back, down dog. Right foot lands, back foot turns, warrior one, or crescent pose if that feels better. Hands come down through a vinyasa or skip. Down dog, left foot lands, back foot turns, warrior one, keep it going. Hands back down through a vinyasa. Upward facing dog pulls you through. Hips up and back, down dog. Be still right here. Look to the top of the mat, step or float your feet there. Long spine, weight is forward. Exhale, fold. Sit again into a chair, separate your feet a little if it feels better. So your arms are moving up, the lower half of the body is moving down. So you get a strong anchor. And there's a little arch in your spine like we did before. So you never want to tuck your tailbone. Shoot up to stand up, drag your hands to prayer, drop your arms. Here we go, one more. Arm slide straight up towards the sky. Skid again deeply into a chair. Let the weight move into your heels and it's gonna feel a lot better. Dive over, bent knees, forward fold. Let your head go. Long spine sets you up, step or flow through your vinyasa. Yes, it's a light hop back to a chaturanga if you're going for it. Up dog or skip. Downward facing. Right foot lands, back foot turns, warrior one. Does that help? It does, right? Yeah, chaturanga. So it's like a lot of times you just have to like move a little. It's like a little tweaking to make it work. Left foot lands, back foot turns, warrior one. Hands come down through a vinyasa or not. The up dog is a strong pose. Like you want to feel like you're breathing your chest forward, but if it feels like it's going to your lower back, don't take it. Good, roll forward to plank. Take your right knee and hug it in towards the navel again. So when you have your right knee hugging in towards you, feel your outer arms firm up. Yeah. Look forward with your eyes and land your right foot smack in between your hands. Turn your back foot on a strong angle. Cartwheel open, warrior two now. So you're going into open hips. You want to make sure your stance is wide enough and long enough. Yeah. Wrap your right thigh open. So see if you can turn your right thigh, Michelle, towards Tracy. There you go, without your torso moving. So you want your torso straight up and down. So do it this way. Bring your arms straight up towards the sky, everybody. Like you're holding a block towards the ceiling or towards the sky. Good. Steer your right ribs forward and your left ribs back. Yeah, wrap your right thigh open and then let your arms just fall back down to regular warrior two position. So nothing has changed. The lower half of the body is in this open position and strong. And the side ribs are moving straight up and down. Close your eyes and hold. Use the strength of your back left leg and use the strength of your front right thigh to get you down a little deeper and a little lower without any tilt of your side ribs going with you. So you're straight up and down. Breathe. Keep the shape of your body. Look forward, reach out with your right hand and slide your right hand to the outside of your right foot. I like a block. You can place the block any direction that works, even on its highest level. Yes, and Michelle, play with the height of the block that works for you. I go a little higher than that. Perfect, yeah. And then bend deep into that front right thigh and stretch the left arm straight up or wrap it up and forward, depending on your shoulders. Continuously gripping your right hip underneath you. Yeah. And steering your right rib, that looks great, Jess, towards the sky. Michelle, feel free to take your block even as, see mine's super high. Yeah, you may give you a little bit more support today. There wants to be a connection between the outside of your right leg and the inside of your right arm. And this is another one. You want to bring your lungs forward, your chest forward. So if you feel like you're collapsing your torso, back out of the pose. Stay with it a few more breaths. We got our juices running here. Yes, breathe. Left arm straight up. Use the strength of your left arm and your left leg to pull you up, warrior two. Take the bounce out. Steady movement, steady breath. Look forward, circle the hands to the floor, move through a vinyasa. Upward facing dog, make it smooth, no jammy. Hips up and back, down dog. Come forward, plank. Hug your left knee in again. Scoop out the belly, feel the fiery arms up and down, straight up and down. Land your left foot smack in between, turn your back foot on a strong angle, and cartwheel open, warrior two. So it's a really big step. Slide the arms straight up towards the sky, steer your left ribs forward and your right ribs back, turn up the inner part of your thigh. Yeah. And then drop your arms down, warrior two, and settle in here. Use the strength of your back leg, it's strong, yeah. And then like really get that thigh down, that front thigh as much as you can. Close your eyes and breathe. Stay with it. It's just a feeling. It builds strength, it builds character, holding this pose a little longer. It does. Notice what happens when you start to feel. Yeah, don't get angry, just breathe the thoughts away. 2 more. Blink your eyes open, keep a strong shape of your legs. Look forward, reach out with your left hand and slide your hand to the outside of your foot. Play around with the block, how high it needs to be. I got in the habit of fisting my hand. I found it was just better for my shoulder, my neck. Right arm straight up, right arm can wrap up and forward. You want to keep the front line open though. So maybe even turn it 1 degree higher, Jess. Yeah, perfect. And keep bending into that front thigh so you get a magnetic connection between the outside of your left leg and the inside of your left arm. And if that right shoulder starts to tire, doesn't feel good, your hand can always go to your hip. So the crown of the head, lean it back a little bit, Michelle, so it's over your front foot. Steer the bottom ribs towards the sky and hang with it. Couple more breaths. Just focus on the inhale and just focus on the exhale and stay with it. That left hip likes to pop out. Hug it underneath you. 2 more breaths. Yeah, guys, hold on to your left block with your left hand, everybody. Drive the right arm straight up towards the sky. Use the strength of the right arm and the right leg to pull you up, holding the block in your left hand. You're back in warrior 2. Good. Straighten your left leg on track. Switch the block into your right hand. Pivot the left toes in. And from your right hip, pivot your right foot towards the back edge of the mat. So now you're just pivoting the back edge of your mat. The block is in your right hand. And your arms are straight and your legs are straight. And you're going to pivot into triangle. And place the block to the outside of the calf. You may not even need it. Maybe you prefer your hand on your shin. But it's there if you do need it. Hug your right hip in strong. Yes. And feel like you're pulling up on the pant legging. So your arms are stacked neatly and nicely like side plank. And there's a sensation that you're leaning back, and you're no means going into your lower spine. Behind your right knee is going to be helpful. Continuously gripping the hips in and focusing on an oblique side body, keeping you long. Keep all that, look down, move the block forward enough that you can bring yourself into a half moon. Left hand can just come to your hip, lift your left hip and your left leg up to the same height. Hug your right hip in strong and stack yourself up. How you get into your version of your Ardha Chandrasana half moon. Turn your bottom ribs, Michelle, towards Tracy. There you go. Lift from your inner thigh, and you could fall 100 times in this posture. It doesn't mean you're a bad yogi. It just means you're working with your balance today. Find a position for the block that works. A little off to the right seems to be better for me. Yeah. A little soft bend behind your right knee is very helpful. Positioning, maybe walking it sideways, walking it up. Stay with it. Just keep it really basic today. Regular half moon. With you and slide back into triangle. Even if you don't need the block, maybe your hand just comes to your shin and you pull up. Back to triangle pose. Then triangle, get the crown of the head to come over the front right foot. Block, hold it. If it's not, reach for the block, grab it in the right hand and use the top arm and the top leg to pull you up with straight arms and straight legs. Move the block to the left hand. Keep the arms nice and open. Pivot the right toes in, and from your left hip, your left toes out. Triangle to the front facing part of the mat. Left hand comes down. I just go and place the block, but I'm going to grab onto the front of the shin and slide the right arm up. Lean back a little so your left shoulder comes in line with your top right shoulder. There you go. So get the crown of the head, Michelle, back towards Katie's, yep, over there. Side ribs. Nice, Kristen. A little soft bend behind your front knee is very, very helpful. So we prevent going into extension. And just try and quiet your mind. The body, don't lose it. Left hip grips in. Use the block, move it out in front of you, and bring yourself up slow, half moon. The hardest part about this half moon is keeping your left foot forward, gripping your left hip in strong, and stacking the body. That's basically everything. A block is helpful. Play with where it needs to be so you get the most benefit. Yeah, just have your arm resting on your side body, Kristen. It's gonna be a lot easier. Just let it rest. Yeah, and then practice turning your bottom ribs, gripping your bottom hip in. And then you find stillness in either the posture or your mind. The breath continues to move. Leg up a little higher, you got it. Slow, triangle, you may or may not need to move the block. You may just be able to step right back into a triangle pose. Your left hip to your left armpit, stack the two shoulders, look up, anchor the right leg. Look, you bring your eyes to your left foot, circle both hands down, and then spring your right foot forward to meet your left at the top of the mat. Long spine on the inhale, exhale, fold, sit into a deep chair, weight goes into your heels. You can split your feet apart if you need to. Hands come to prayer, inhale the breath, hook the elbow, take it to the right. Watch that the feet, the knees, the shins, the thighs all stay lined up neatly and nicely. Maybe stay up a little higher if any little back is sensitive. You don't have to get hook and get in there. You can just do a little more of an air twist. Keep moving your hips evenly back towards the woods, so your left knee does not slide past your right. If you'd like to open up your arms today, that's great. Side crow here, you can, or side crow prep. Side crow prep, you can come down on your tippy toes and hover like this, hooking the elbow. So you're high on your tippy toes with your heels lifted, hooking in and twisting, or staying upright and twisting. A few more breaths. Yeah, it's hard. Yep, you want to lift and kind of hover and hold because we get sloppy and lazy. Drop your heels if you did that. Yep, meet everyone in their chair twist, pull around to a chair pose. Breathe the anger away, shoot up to stand up, drag your hands to prayer, drop your arms. Here we go, arms slide straight up, sit again into a chair. Drag your hands to prayer, hook the elbow and twist. So start with this first. Yeah, watch that the knees stay lined up. So then if you want to work into a little side crow preppy thing here without actually going to the arm balance, drop your hips down even lower, come up high on your tippy toes, but don't let your butt drop down to your heels. Yeah, if you want to work side crow, bend your elbows. You're going to rest on that right arm. It's hard on the legs. Woohoo. That's okay. You got it. You got it. You got it. Nice work. Hard. It's okay. Still in a chair twist, pull around to chair. Up, drag your hands to prayer, drop your arms. Split your feet apart from me right here, just hips width distance. Stand on your right leg, hug your left knee towards your navel. Yeah. Outside of the left thigh, peel your left arm back. Reach down and grab the blade of your foot if you want to go for the full dancing Shiva, and hinge your left leg forward while breathing your left arm back. You can do this with a bent knee. So the goal here is to not go into the lower back, stand up really, really tall. Standing right leg stays straight, the left leg has as much bend as you need. the leg up and the arm up, both arms up. Keep moving your arms up towards the sky. Cross your left ankle over your right thigh and then sit into chair. Yeah, steer your hips way, way back and then lean out really, really far out in front of you. Yes, keep steering your hips back and flexing your left toe strong. And then if you like, you can drop your hands down, fingertips to the ground. Flex the foot around your right tricep. You can also place your hands onto blocks, or you can kind of hover using the back of your triceps, hands in prayer. If you want to practice flying pigeon here, you're welcome to do that. If not, just stay and breathe. Can you stay even with your weight in your standing right heel? Those blocks, that's fine. Keep steering the hips back. Meet us. The pose really slow. Your hands at the same time on your hips. Listen carefully. Press to stand. Don't let the foot touch the ground if you can. And then step it back 3 feet behind you into a short warrior one. Walk the right foot over to the right. Hip points are forward. Right hand on your hip. Left arm extends up. Reach up out of your waist. Come forward halfway. Steer your right hip back. I literally give myself an adjustment to do that. And then the hand can come to the shin or a block, depending on what you like for twisting triangle. Right hand goes to the flat part of your back. This is giving you some solid information where your body is. Back leg strong, front leg has a little bend, and then stack the 2 arms if you can. Use the block, Jess, if you want. Yeah, place it high underneath the shoulder. Is that every time you get into the posture feels like a little bit different. Like your stance never feels exactly the same. Switch hands, Michelle. Right. Business. Right. Yeah. Whoops. It's all right. You're twisting to the right. A lot of extension through your torso. Breathe your chest open and twist open. Steps back. Stay with it. Both hands to the floor. Step to a dog. Move through a vinyasa. Plank position. Just kind of breathe it through. Keep yourself moving here. Hips up and back, downward facing dog. Look to the top of the mat, step or float one more time to get there. Long spine on the inhale, exhale, fold. Root to rise, come all the way up. Drag your hands to prayer, drop your arms. Stand on your left leg, hug your right knee towards your navel, give it a squeeze. Or part of your right thigh with your left hand and breathe your right arm back. Start with this. And then if you feel confident that your balance and your flexibility can go to the next step, you reach down, you get hold of the outer blade of your right foot, and you begin to hinge the leg forward. The leg that's moving forward never needs to be pinned straight to get over that. Not going to win any medals for that. It can be bent, and you're getting just the same. Breathe your back right arm open. Yeah. And practice standing up really tall. On maybe a leaf that's not moving. Keep the arms moving up and the leg moving forward. The leg stick can stay bent or lift at any level that works for you. Go over the left thigh and then move your seat way, way back as you start to sit into this chair with your ankle crossed over your left thigh. Breathe your chest all the way forward. Keep reaching forward, forward, forward. And when you can't go any further, you find what works. You can either bring your hands to a prayer out in front of you, back of the triceps, kind of press into the front of the shin, hands to block or floor. I like to flex the foot strong around the outside of that left tricep, because that's where we're going to go when we fly. Kristen, both hips move back. Yep. Your car, haha. This is the pose that will save us. That or we should get a mail truck. Yeah. And slow, but don't just bounce out. Bring your hands to your hips. Press to stand without the leg touching the ground if you can, and then step your right foot back 3 feet. Walk the left foot over, steer the hip points forward, left hand on your hip, right arm extends up. Inhale the breath, come halfway down, set it up so you can steer that hip back, then come the rest of the way down. I like the block high, kind of to the instep of that left foot. And then left hand can come to the flat part of your back as you inform your body on, can I go further? Can I twist deeper this morning? Hands come down directly to the ground, step to a plank, move through a vinyasa, or go to a dog. And the ball of that back foot, crescent lunge, keep it moving. Out in front of you, hook the elbow, you get to twist. So exciting, back leg strong. Or drop the knee if you need a little TLC. All right, so let's get the round Michelle out of the spine. So come up for a second, look at me. Walk your right foot over before you even twist. Walk it, yes. Sit up really, really tall. Okay, bend deep into the front leg. Lean out 2 or 3 inches, don't go yet. Then hook the elbow and twist with the spine staying long. So I just want to remind you that anytime, this is for all of us, that you're in any twist, the spine isn't what's twisting, it's the ribs. Now lean back towards Katie, she's behind you, and get the crown of the head ideally to line up with your back heel. Open up your arms if you want more, or just stay here. Back, look sideways or look up. That helps tremendously. Activate your back leg more and twist open a little deeper. Don't give up. And your body and your breath. Bless you. Oh my God, she sneezed. Everybody run. This is what the world has become. Hands come down to frame your front foot. Pause. Lift your left leg up, standing splits. This is where if we weren't outside in the elements of nature, you could go up into a handstand. Yeah. If you think you could take a little baby hop or plug the hands down onto 1 or 2 blocks, come high on your right tippy toes and breathe your left leg up a little higher, give it a go. If not, just stay here and breathe 3 breaths. Bend your right leg a little bit and then slide your left leg back and come to sit, Ardha Matsyendrasana. This is an oldie but goodie. If you're like, I don't know what the hell just happened and how I'm bending my body, your left leg is bent and your right leg is on top. Yeah. Your right hand comes behind you. You give your right leg a hug with your left arm. You got it, girl. Yeah. Inhale the breath. Sometimes you just impress yourself. You're like, I don't know how I got here, but I got here. Inhale the breath and then exhale, look over the shoulder and twist. It's like every night when you get into bed and you're like, I don't know how I just got here, but I'm here. I'm so happy to be laying down. Inhale the breath. Exhale, look over the shoulder and twist. Center, unravel yourself, unravel your legs. You know what's coming. I know. Hands come down, legs come up. Supported Navasana. And I say supported Navasana because I think we need support. Bend your legs in, flex your toes, and get your stomach as close to your thighs as your chest is going to stay open. Keep your hands down, supported Ardha Navasana. The hands stay down and the gaze goes up, the neck is long. You pull back up, supported Navasana. And lower, supported Ardha Navasana. The legs can be at any angle that work for you. The hands firm, supported Navasana, press up. Supported Ardha Navasana, hover. Navasana, cross your ankles and crawl back, Chaturanga. Upward facing dog should feel good. Back down dog. Left foot lands, crescent lunge. Don't go so fast, Michelle. We're going to get you set. Crescent lunge, come on up. Good. So first, you always check that your feet are hips width distance. So walk your left foot a little bit more towards Katie. I know. Hands come to prayer. Lean out in front of you a little, and then hook the elbow and twist. Now, when you twist, lean back and don't look back. Look up or look sideways. Activate the muscles around your back, right quadricep and thigh. Open up your arms if you want more, or just stay right here. More weight forward through the crown of your head, so you're really high on the ball of your back foot, like you would launch to a revolved Arda. Longer. They say it's good to hold longer. Place both hands to the floor, claw the mat, and then you can use blocks, Tracy, if you feel like it's going to help your low back. Yeah. Let your right leg float up and fold. Now, you could just stay here and breathe. You've been here a bunch of times. You can place your hands on blocks. You can come high on your left tippy toes, and you see if you can breathe your right leg up a little higher. You could float up into a little handstandy. And just hang out and breathe. Soften your shoulders, soften your face. Split where we'll meet. Look down at your left foot. Bend your left leg enough that you can bend your right leg behind it and come to sit. The right leg is bent, the left leg is over it. The left hand comes behind you. Hug your left leg in. You got it. Nope, perfect. Inhale the breath, make sure both hip bones are down. Exhale, look over the shoulder and twist. Yeah, Jess, try bringing your left hand really close to the base of your spine and get your left foot flat. To center, neutralize yourself. Everyone's right leg is forward. Swing the left leg behind you, half pigeon. If you need to step to a down dog, sometimes I feel like I have a better angle to get that leg forward. Here. Not blocked under there. See if that helps. Oh, really? Do you want a tissue? A smashed bug? Yum. Dog. Slide your left leg forward. Just stay in your trance if you're in one. Good for you if you're in one. And fold. Place it this direction and take your hand in between. Yeah, you got to remove it. So now we're going to use it for multi things. Activate your right leg strong, curl your toes into the mat, engage your core, slide the left leg back, forearm plank, holding onto the block. This is a really good way to do forearm plank because I know even for myself, tendency of letting the elbows wing out is so much there. If you need to drop your knees, you drop your knees. If not, breathe your chest forward and press into the block with the insteps of your palms. Zip up your core. This works great for all of you. Hold. Belly. Yeah, forearms go down and you just breathe your chest forward. You could ditch the block at this point. Yeah, left arm's gonna stay forward. Right arm's gonna reach back. Grab the outside of your ankle. Don't go from the inside for this version. Keep your right thigh down. Let your right shoulder pull back and flex your foot. So it's less about lifting the leg and more about creating a back bend. Steer the chest forward. Activate your left palm and the top of your left toes into the mat. You got it, Jess. Grab your right ankle from the outside and feel like your whole right thigh is laying across the mat, and kick into your hand without the thigh lifting up. So flex your foot strong. There you go. Feel that? Let the foot go, forearm down. Keep the right forearm down, bend the left leg up, grab from the outside, steer the chest open, flex the foot strong. Hip points stay down. So it's like you're creating your own back bend in a way that's really, really stabilizing. Keep breathing your chest open, and the energy is coming from the foot flexed, kicking into that left hand. Give it a little bit more energy. Press the right top of the foot down. Forearms down. Good. So now integrate the legs. Press up into a forearm plank without the use of the block. See if you could create that feeling. And then one hand at a time into a plank position. Bring yourself up. Last time today, chaturanga, because we can. Upward facing. Downward facing. Hop your feet all the way through and lay down. Bring that block with you. Set up for bridge, wheel, supported bridge. Yeah. Bend your legs in half. For the first one, lift your hips up, anchor the back of your triceps, like robot the arms. Press the feet firm, wrap the thighs under. See, we did good. You got it all, Kristen. Yep. Now you won't be a crazy person for the rest of the day. You might be crazy by 2, but you've got a good couple hours now. I'll see you soon. If you want to take the block underneath your tailbone at this point, you're welcome to do so. If you want to go up into a full wheel because you feel empowered, you go for it. Flip the palms, chin to chest, and bring yourself up. So just now, take your hands and wrap them around the block and just kind of snuggle those shoulders, and that's the back bend right there. Doesn't it feel fantastic? Like, why would you do anything more than that? Katie looks great though. She's doing more and she looks great doing it. Place. Your breaths. When you're ready, you come out. Underneath you. Yep. Hug your knees to your chest. Reach for your outer feet. Happy baby. Yeah, pull the knees down around the ribs. If you want a wide straddle today, that feels good to you. You wide straddle, lengthen the tailbone. Let the shoulders melt to the ground. Then deeply, touch in, like wrap yourself into a ball. Take a, and on a deep exhale breath, lower everything down to the ground for Shavasana, complete rest. Make yourself comfortable. If you need to put a towel or a sweatshirt over you, if you want a bathrobe, I'll run inside. I say it's all right. It's all right. Here comes the sun. Back, take a full body breath in, out. Chest, try and keep your eyes closed for these last few moments. Up in your own way or stay down. This morning's practice on your body, your breath, most importantly, your mind. I'd have some gratitude. Not a bad thing to have. Lift your head, open your eyes. Namaste. Mission accomplished. Do it again Friday. We're beating the weather. It's all about beating the weather.